new channel, same me. Welcome to the vlog. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm Michaela, and if you like cozy, chatty vlogs, you are in the right place. I talk about work, faith, and everyday life. So let's get right into it, starting with an introduction to me, because you are all new here. So my name is Michaela. I'm 28 years old. My birthday was in December, so I just turned 28. I'm a Sagittarius. I currently work in career services, and I am really, really passionate about career development and higher education. I'm super type A, so goal setting and organization is my jam. I love a good cozy hobby, Legos, coloring. I'm a wife. I've been married we just had our 3-year anniversary. That's crazy. We just had our 3-year anniversary. Wow. And I'm a dog mom to 2 fur babies. No human babies yet. I think that's it, girl. I don't know. Y'all will learn more about me as we go, but let's just go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so I'm gonna do my makeup and we're gonna talk about our 2026 goals and what didn't happen in 2025 and what we hope to happen in the new year. So let's start with why I literally got triggered and was crying on New Year's Day. So I got the idea from one of my friends to write myself an email at the end of 2024, and it was going to be addressed to my 2026 self. So basically, if y'all have seen the trend of people interviewing themselves, it's basically the email version of that. And I honestly preferred it because I totally forgot that I had sent myself that email. So it was a genuine surprise when I woke up in the morning and I'm seeing the email and I'm looking at it, and it made me emotional in good and bad ways. Like, there were a lot of things in the email that I was asking myself, like, did you accomplish this? Did you do this? This is something that you said you wanted to do, like, or this is something that we want to do this year. Did it happen or did it work out? And so, I mean, like, luckily there was a lot of things in that email that I did do. So let me actually pull it up so I can show y'all. And this is the email. Alright, so in the email, I'm talking about being in my newly renovated lady lounge because I had turned my home office, since I wasn't working from home anymore. I really just converted my home office into a lady lounge, and so it's so cool to see that that was just the beginning of this year, because I have already done so much and added so much to that room, and it's really just become like my cozy, my safe space in the house. For any married girlies out there, you know, probably, hopefully you know how important it is to have your own space within the home. Like, me and my husband both have our own offices / hobby rooms or whatever. So that has been super helpful for us or for me, because I like having a place to retreat and kind of like be on my own. Took myself through the vision board. So I started with some relationship goals. I kind of listed out who I have in my circle right now, like who I consider my close friends. And that part actually really triggered me, because one of the individuals I listed in that close friends list, I'm actually no longer friends with anymore. And dealing with that friend loss this year was really tough for me, actually. Like, I did a lot of reflecting on what happened with that situation, and yeah, it was something that really, it was hard for me to like cope with as a recovering people pleaser, just knowing that there's someone out there that like doesn't want to be my friend anymore. It was just hard. It was hard to deal with. So that was the first thing that really triggered me. Then I talked about my relationship with my husband. So 2025 marked year 3 of us trying to conceive, and I love how in I love how in my email to myself, I briefly mentioned it. I think I'd gotten to the point where I was like, I'm so over hoping for something that is not happening. I'm so over like saying this year's gonna be the year, this year's gonna be the year, this year's gonna be the year every single year and it not happening. So I was like, I feel like I'm just setting myself up for failure and disappointment if I do that. So what I did was I kind of just said like that I want to enjoy and embrace the aspects of the DINK life while we have it. If you don't know what DINK is, DINK stands for dual income, no kids. So that's the lifestyle that we live right now. And I'm just trying to, I think what I wanted to do was just try to be more content with where I am in life right now. Y'all almost fell. With where I am in life right now, and instead of focusing so much on where I want to be. So I will say that did happen this year. I did put a lot less energy into trying to conceive, and that's something that I'm like currently trying to figure out if I want to go back to putting energy into that in the new year, just because it's still very much a goal. And this holiday season was just a hard reminder of the fact that it's been another year without us having a kid. So I'm still trying to weigh it out and see if I'm going to go back to trying to conceive heavily this year, which includes like tracking my ovulation, tracking my body temperature, going to doctor's appointments, and trying all the things again. I'll probably do another video where I talk more about what our trying to conceive and our fertility journey has been like, all the things that we've tried and the things that we want to try if conceiving naturally doesn't happen in a certain time frame. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. So the next thing I did in my email, I went into the hobbies that I wanted to get into for the year. So the biggest thing here was hiking. I made a note that like I wanted to start hiking. That was a goal I had for 2024. Yeah, that was a goal I had for 2024 that I didn't really do. And so this year, or in 2025, I actually did it. I have in my email that like I want to see if I can do something once a month, like do a hiking or just outdoorsy hobby thing with my aunt once a month. And we actually did that. We both joined a black hiking club in the Atlanta area, and we really committed to going hiking at least once a month. And even if we didn't go with the club, like we even did a couple hikes on our own. And so that's something that has really been a blessing for the both of us, myself and my aunt, in this last year. And it's something that we are very excited to pick back up. The hiking season with Black Hiking Club has begun again. And so we already have like our first quarter of hikes planned out. So I'm super excited that did happen and that continued. Lego was another hobby that I wanted to continue doing, and I actually did do that. I did build more Lego. People gifted me Legos this year, so I love that people are noticing what I'm into and gifting me those things, because I did mention in my email as well that like Lego is expensive, and so that is my main concern, that I wouldn't be able to keep up with doing Lego even though I'd fallen in love with it. So I'm just so happy and grateful that my husband and my mom and my aunt and my family members just, they know that about me, and so they gifted me sets throughout the year. And then I got my first really, really big set for Christmas. I got the Botanical Gardens, which if you know, you know. So I've been having so much fun doing that, and so I'm glad that that's a hobby I kept going. One thing I didn't pick up, I said I wanted to try hand knitting with the chunky yarn. That's something that my aunt does, and she makes like blankets and stuff. I thought it was really cool, so I wanted to do that, but I did not get into it. And the other thing I didn't get into was archery. And this one tears me up because my husband used to do archery back in the day, and so without knowing that I had set this goal, his dad randomly hit him up one day and was like, hey, do you want all this old archery stuff that you have at the house? And he was like, actually, yes, I do. So we have a bunch of bows and arrows in the house. My husband even bought me my own personal bow. It's really, really nice, and it's pink. And I haven't used it twice yet. So I definitely want to get back into that. We have all the stuff. I just have to do it. I think what was holding me back was I didn't want to be shooting arrows in my backyard because like we have neighbors around us, and so I didn't want to like accidentally shoot an arrow into someone's house. Like, I'm learning, you know. I would rather learn in like a class setting or somewhere where I don't have to be concerned about causing any property damage. And so maybe that's one thing that I'll do for 2026. I might look into archery classes and see if I can do that and finally put my bow to use. I wrote in my email that I wanted to get better at my cleaning habits this year. I had a bunch of like pictures of just clean spaces and cleaning stuff on my vision board. And I did do that. It did take until like the end of the year when I finally got on antidepressants and I realized that, oh, I'm not lazy. I'm just depressed. So once I got on antidepressants, like I've finally been able to like maintain a pretty good cleaning routine and keep the house pretty clean. So I'm really excited about that. And then what really triggered me was my financial goals. So my financial situation didn't really change much this year. Like, I have a job that I love, but it doesn't pay me a whole lot. And so it's one of those things where, like the financial situation just didn't change. Like, nothing changed. I didn't start budgeting. I just dropped the ball on this one totally. I had a goal to improve my credit, and my credit actually got worse. So it really triggered me, really kind of sent me into a spiral, and I was like, what am I doing? Something has to change this year. So something is changing this year. Things are in the works, and y'all will be some of the first to know. But yeah, something has to change. And then the last thing I had on there was spirituality. So I started a Bible in a year plan with my mom and my aunt, and I was doing really, really, really good for a while, right? So I had gotten into a consistent habit or routine of listening to my Bible devotional or listening to my Bible readings every morning on my way to work, because I have like an hour-long commute to work. So that's the perfect time to go ahead and listen to my Bible and get it in that way. I was doing really, really good, but then in the last few months of the year, I really fell off, and I'm like 80 days behind in the Bible plan at this point. So going into the new year, I mean, I'm not disappointed in myself because I did get a lot of the Bible read. Like, I did do a lot of it. I think it's just my ADHD. I struggle with keeping up with things consistently, and so that's been the challenge for me. So I think going into the next year, my Bible reading goal needs to be broken down more. So what I'm doing this year is I'm going to find at least one Bible reading plan to do per quarter. So it can be like a section of the Bible, it can be an entire book of the Bible that's being broken down, but I want to just spend time in reading. And then I want to read at least one devotional plan per month. So to me, devotional plans are different than Bible reading plans, because devotional plans are more like, it's a devotional that someone's written, and then there's maybe two like little individual Bible verses that connect to the devotional. To me, that does not count as Bible reading, but I do still want to have devotional time. So I want to do one devotional plan per month, because those can be as short as like 3 days to like 7 days to 14 days. And then I want to do one Bible reading plan per quarter. So I'm not putting the pressure on myself to read the whole Bible in a year this year. I may pick up where I left off or something of the sort, but I'm just going to be very much gentler with myself on that goal, because I did do a really good job with what I did before I fell off of my Bible plan. Another big update. I left my home church that I had been attending for about 20 to 22 years. Yeah. So the church that I joined with my mom when we first moved down to Georgia from New York, I've grown up in that church. I've been active in that church since I was a little girl. And I think that contributed to me wanting to leave so bad. I feel like I was so active in the church from such a young age that I never really got the experience of just being part of church and just experiencing service without being a part of making service happen. And I think that led to a little bit of resentment for the church until I discovered another church that, again, my aunt is not my best friend, so you're gonna hear me bring her up like all the time, but my aunt invited me to another church that she started going to. I started going there with her, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the church leadership. I fell in love with the church structure. I fell in love particularly this year with just the way that the church reacted after the election and after the inauguration. Their commitment to social justice and to being the Black church. And when I say being the Black church, I mean being a church that is specifically for uplifting the oppressed. And so I just love that about them. And I did submit my membership transfer request a few months ago, so I'm still waiting for that to go through. I go to a Seventh-day Adventist church, and if you're unfamiliar with Adventism, all churches are under, so there's a general conference that's over basically all of the Seventh-day Adventist churches in the world, and then there are regional conferences with local churches in each conference. So when you want to become a member of a church, which is where you're on the roll, that's the church where you're going to be paying tithe. That's the church where you can get involved and you can serve and you can be on ministries. That process takes a while because it has to go from secretary to secretary. All that information has to be sent up to each conference for to keep track of membership. And so it's a process that's taken a while, and I know that it will be finalized in 2026, and I'm so excited to finally be a member of this church. It's been such a blessing to me, and I'm just so excited to get more involved. And so that is going to be one of my goals for the new year. I know that I literally just said getting involved in church is what kind of pulled me away from church in the first place. And I did say when I submitted my membership request that I did not want to jump right back into serving right away. But I don't know. It's something about when I made that decision. I want to feel more like a part of the church body. And I think the best way to do that would be to get more involved. And I like the way that this church kind of does things, and so I think I wouldn't mind being a part of it. I don't think that every responsibility or everything would fall solely on me like it did in my last couple years at my home church when I was serving in a leadership role there. So I'm really excited. Those are my goals for 2026 and how 2025 went for me, the things I did and did not accomplish. And I'm really trying to be gentle with myself. Like, I know I had my moment yesterday where I kind of had a little panic of like, I didn't accomplish so many of these things that I wanted to accomplish, particularly the financial goals and the friendship goals that really tripped me up. So I'm just trying to be gentle with myself, and I'm trying to remind myself of what I tell my clients all the time, because I'm in career services and I lead a goal setting group, and I always tell my clients, like, not reaching or not accomplishing all of your goals never ever means that you're a failure. It never has anything to do with you, and it usually has more to do with how you're writing and how you're setting your goals for the most part. So I realized that I just have to set a bit more attainable goals. I can't expect for the end of every year to be the end result for every goal. Like, things take time. So I think I'm going to just focus on taking some of the goals that I didn't accomplish last year and just breaking those down into more shorter term or midterm goals, and make that be my end goal for the end of the year. Does that make sense? So, like, for example, for finances, I'm not even giving myself a credit score goal this year. I'm not putting that pressure on myself. all I'm doing is I'm going to focus on exploring budgeting tools and systems and finding something that works. If that takes me 3 months, if that takes me 6 months, then so be it. That's all I'm focusing on this year. And then I'm also going to focus on saving up to make one big purchase without using Klarna. I'm paying for a girly down. I'm sorry. If you give me the option to pay him for it, I'm going to take it. Because that's always a better looking number to me. But I want to prove to myself that I can save up money and buy something that I want without putting myself into more debt or putting more hits on my credit. So those are going to be my financial goals for the new year. Way less pressure than trying to get a certain credit score because, yeah. Alright, so those are my goals. I'm very excited for the new year. I'm feeling a little anxious about the new year as well, but I am very excited for the new year. I'm very excited to see what 2026 has in store for me. I think it will be amazing. I'm putting that out there, that 2026 will be amazing. So that's the plan. God carried me through 2025. He will carry me through 2026. And everything will be fine. I have so much time. You have so much time. Like this year, God willing, is not the last year of your life. You have so much time to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Something that puts it in a perspective, because I'm in my late 20s right now, 28. But something that puts it in a perspective is that your 20s is the same amount of time that you had in the first 10 years of your life. And in the second 10 years of your life, so your teenage years. And each one of those stages of life are dedicated to different things. First 10 years of your life, you're just trying to survive, right? You're a kid. Survival. The next 10 years of your life is focused on learning. And your 20s is about seeing how you start your journey. And so I'm done putting pressure on myself to be at a completed version of myself at the age of 28. We're not doing that in 2026. We are being gentle with ourselves. We are acting our age, because we're young. We are young. I know, but we are young. We have time, and we're going to be just fine. So it is almost time for my lunch break. I'm going to grab some food, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so my job is having pizza for lunch, and I am really, really trying hard to do this 75 hard challenge for the beginning of the year that includes eating cleaner, and that is also one of my goals for 2026. I have a few dollars left on this Panera gift card that my husband got me for Christmas, so we're gonna go to Panera for lunch because that seems like a better option. So I saw something in the Panera app this morning because I went earlier and got some hot tea for free because I'm a Sip Club member. I don't know how much I'm paying for it monthly, but I didn't pay nothing today, so it's free. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, this is what I saw. They have these like bagel stacks, and Sip Club members get $2 off. So let me see what it's talking about. And that might be the move for lunch today, because I'm actually really hungry. And I do usually go to the cafeteria at my job, but they were just having pizza today, and I didn't feel like that. This is the most Monday-ish Friday ever. I keep having to remind myself that it's Friday. It literally feels like a Monday because we had a random off day on Thursday in the middle of the week because it was New Year's Day, when they could have just gave us the whole rest of the week off, but whatever. Let me see. It's gonna be in What's New. Yes. Okay. So they have a spicy steak Asiago bagel stack, and they have a chicken Roma. Let me see what the spicy steak is. That sounds good. The chicken Roma. Oh no, they don't have any green goddess dressing. Okay, so that settles it. The chicken Roma is grilled chicken, mozzarella, tomatoes, basil, arugula, green goddess dressing, salt and pepper, and a garlic aioli drizzle. Which sounds great, but they don't have any green goddess dressing, and I want to have it come. So, might go with the spicy steak, which is just marinated steak with provolone, salsa verde, a creamy salsa verde spread, fresh arugula, red onions, and zesty sweet peppers on an Asiago bagel. So that might be the move. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna get it with chips. And so what's the reward? Can I stack? Because I have $1 off of You Pick 2. I think I will do that. I think I'm gonna make it a You Pick 2. Let's remove. Okay. Boom. Boom. You Pick 2. I'm gonna get the spicy steak. And for my second item, not a half, right? Okay. It's good. My second item, I think I want soup. I've been really into soup lately. Sure, let's get a creamy tomato soup. So this is gonna be my lunch. This is what I'm having. That's healthy, right? Like, it's Panera, so, you know? Let's replace the side, no. Let's replace the side with chips. How they add French baguettes? That's weird. And then we're gonna get a Sip Club drink because obviously. But what do I want? Let me step away from the soda. I've been a Diet Coke girly down in the last year, like obsessed with a Diet Coke. So let's get something better. Like maybe just this blueberry lavender lemonade or the citrus punch. We'll do blueberry lavender lemonade. That sounds good. They're both good, but we're just gonna go with that one for today. And then I'm trying to see if I can wait. Could I still redeem that? Oh, wait. Oh, let me do both. I love when I can stack coupons. I be feeling like I'm getting one over on them, bro. I'm getting one over on y'all. I'm saving $7.19 today. Hell yeah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. I'm going to use up the rest of this gift card. And then I'm only paying $1.65 for my lunch. Talk about a bargain, baby. And my order is plus. All right. Let's go get our lunch, girl. I'll talk to you when I get there. Bag secured. And I got my blueberry lavender lemonade. So we should be good to go. Let's head back to the office so we can eat. Okay, girl. We're back in the office. We've got our lunch. And I realized I told y'all about this 75 hard thing I'm doing and I didn't elaborate on that. So one of my favorite wellness and lifestyle bloggers, Christelle, started a 75 hard challenge. Well, not hard, but it's HARD. So it's kind of a variation on the typical 75 hard. So let me actually tell y'all what it is and what's up. Okay. So this is 75 hard. That's Christelle. And so the HARD represents different categories. So H stands for healing habits, A stands for anti-inflammatory lifestyle, R stands for reading, and D stands for daily de-stress. So for healing habits, the traditional version of 75 hard calls for 2 workouts a day. So for healing habits, we're just prioritizing overall wellness. So that's either getting your steps in or some type of active hobby, some type of stretching or mobility, sauna time. It can be a sleep hygiene or getting ready or a daily routine, but just some healing habits. The anti-inflammatory lifestyle, just about whole foods, high fiber, limiting fried foods, avoiding processed sugars and carbs, drinking more water, lean protein, no alcohol, and a healthy eating schedule. Reading the traditional 75 hard calls for 10 pages of nonfiction per day. So for this one, we can read like Bible studies and devotionals, fiction, poetry, audiobook, self-development, etc., etc. So as long as you're reading something, read a few pages every day. And then daily de-stress. So we have to do something to de-stress every day. That can be prayer, journaling, mindfulness, breath work, a no screen unwind routine, which I have been doing. I've been putting my phone at night on the charger on my dresser, which is like on the opposite side of, not the opposite side, but the other side of the room, so it's not directly next to my bed, and that has really been helping my sleep hygiene. So yeah, so that is the 75 hard. So it's not super hard at all. The biggest challenges for me are going to be the diet and nutrition, because I do not like to cook, and maybe that's something that I can work on, and I can check y'all with me when we figure out how to cook and how to meal prep and all that stuff, because the amount of money that I be spending on fast food every day is insane and is not good for me. So I need to be eating better. So that's why I like Panera instead of going to like McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something today. That's that. Let's see what this food is talking about. So I got a cup of tomato soup. This is one of my favorite soups from Panera. It's so good. And got the bagel stack. So let's take a look. See what this looks like. It's about to look really good. Okay. It smells good. My concern is I hope that the bagel isn't like hard, you know? Oh. That looks really good. Can y'all see that? That actually looks really good. And the bagel feels soft enough. I'm just very particular about bread. Like, yeah. Okay, let's try it. That's really good. It has like a kind of Southwest flavor. I think that's the creamy salsa right there. But yeah, it's pretty good. I also got some potato chips as a side. And I already know what this soup tastes like, but let's try it for y'all. Here's yours. Perfect as always. So good. Yeah, this is my healthy lunch. I think it's healthy. And if it's not, don't tell me in the comments, because trust me, this is a lot healthier than what I could be eating for lunch, okay? So I'm gonna finish eating. I'm gonna do some stuff, because again, this is why I said this is the most Mondayest Friday ever. I actually have a busy afternoon. Like, I'm not really supposed to be having anything on my schedule on Friday. Like, why do I have... Anyway, I have 2 client sessions back to back right after lunch. But after that, I'm going home, okay? So let me just get through the rest of this day, and then I'm probably gonna call you back when I get home, okay? Bye, girl. Hey, girl. Okay, my 2 sessions are done. We are almost ready to get home, but first we have to document, we have to note, and do the paperwork for all the talking that we did today. So I'm gonna do that, and you're gonna watch. The workday is done. I'm done. I did what I needed to do. So I did my documentation for the 2 sessions that I had today. And I also went ahead and used my weekly planner spread in the weekly tracker spread in the planner that I have to go ahead and start preparing for next week. Because like I said, I keep having to remind myself that it is Friday. It feels like it's Monday, or at least the middle of the week. So I have to keep reminding myself that it is Friday. I'm so ready for a weekend. I don't know how. I've been off. No, I was off yesterday. I had Thursday and Friday off the week before for Christmas. So I don't know why I'm so ready for a weekend right now, but I'm so ready for the weekend. Like, first Sabbath of the year is coming up. I'm ready to go to church. My new church has a new building that they're going to be in for the foreseeable future, and so I'm very, very excited to see that and get there early, secure my spot. But yeah, I'm about to pack up, and then we're going to get out of here, and I will talk to y'all when I get home. Bye. Hey girl, I'm home. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for my movement today. I could go downstairs and I could do a Fitness Plus workout. I could hop on the treadmill. I could do both. I don't want to do any of it. I want to get in this bed. I want to get in that bed and go to sleep. But maybe this is the important part of content creation and vlogging. It kind of motivates me to do stuff because it's like, I told y'all about this 75 hard thing, so I kind of got to do it now, right? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get changed, and then we're gonna go downstairs and figure something out. Okay, so I'm changed. I have on, hold on, I don't know if you can see. So yeah, that's what I have on. So we need to go downstairs and see what the situation is with the home gym anyway, because I haven't used it in a long time. So I love Lifetime. Okay, Lifetime is my gym. Lifetime also costs way too much money per month for me and my husband. So in an effort to try and save some money, at least in the beginning half of this new year, we decided let's temporarily pause our Lifetime membership and just go ahead and utilize the home gym that we made downstairs. So we're gonna see what it's looking like, because I actually might need to clean it. I haven't used it in a while, so I may need to just like clean it first. And honestly, if I have to clean that whole gym up for maybe that'll be my workout. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna tidy it up and then we're gonna do something. So let's go. Come on.
On the beat. So many questions, who do I ask? Where do I go from here? What are you smoking? Ain't no average girl, my one top tier. What is it now? I stood on business and I made it clear. I'm over it now, you done all this to make me look weird. If it's you or me that speak on you, I'll be deep in life, but I try not to reflect on life while pre the view. I've been lied to way too much, I don't even believe the truth. My vision was blurry and they didn't know how to clean it. I was happier when I was broke, aye. It's an awkward feeling. My family know I ain't being myself. Some things that I gotta deal with, aye. Fuck the money, fuck the fame. And if shit goes wrong today, aye, who else are they gonna blame?
And we did it. That's it. None to it but to do it.
So the presidents and satraps conspired and came to the king and said to him, O King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the prefects and the satraps.
All right, foot check. What you got on?
Okay. Got the little scarf. You know whose scarf this is, right?
No.
This is your scarf.
Is it? I've never seen that in my life.
Remember when you came to New York? It was during the winter.
Huh.
And you didn't have a winter coat or a scarf, and you went and you bought that gray jacket and this scarf.
Oh.
And when you were leaving, I was like, let me hold that.
Oh. So I kept it. Okay. Shout out to me.
Shout out to Kayla for the scarf and the new jacket that I treated myself to.
Those are
and
cute. The pants are cute.
Mm-hmm.
With the little cape action.
And the little bodysuit. Yes.
I love it. Very cute. Okay. So I think fur jacket, Ross.
Okay.
Or TJ Maxx, one of them places.
Okay.
Leather dress.
Yep. Let me hold that dress too.
Trophy from my husband.
Okay.
And Bible.
Can't forget the Bible.
Sword of the Spirit.
Yes.
Hey girl, it's Sunday. I didn't vlog much at all yesterday. I wanted to do a whole thing after church, but I had things to do and places to be, and so I was just resting. But I'm getting ready to go to the Falcons game with my husband today. It is the last home game of the season. It's against the Saints. So if you know, you know. This is the NFC South Super Bowl right here, so we're excited. Let's go. I'm going to put a little something on my face, and I figured while I do that, I would love to tell y'all about my actual 2026 goals. So I did kind of tell you like what happened in 2025 and what didn't happen, what I did accomplish, and what I want to carry into the next year, but I didn't really go over my 2026 goals specifically, so I do want to do that with y'all. So for my goal setting process, I start by creating a sort of dream script of my following year. So for example, when I was setting my 2026 goals, I wrote a journal entry from the POV of December 2026. So I acted as if the year had already ended, and I'm writing a journal entry reflecting on how the year went. And in that letter, what I'm doing is I'm asking myself, or I'm writing about like, okay, how does life feel? What's my daily routine like? And I'm basically just visualizing, essentially. It's a visualization exercise. You're visualizing what you want your life to look like at the end of the year. And then from there, you just look at that dream script and you identify like what areas of your life have to change in order for that version of yourself to exist. So I've identified 6 main focus areas in my life that I want to work on in 2026. And so they are physical health, mental health, spirituality, relationships, career and finances, and hobbies. So those are my 6 areas. And then for each area, I just wanted to select like 1 to 2 goals per area. And I made sure that these are SMART goals. So if you don't know what SMART goals are, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So that means that your goals have to be as specific as possible. For example, a goal of like, I want to be happier isn't a SMART goal, because let's be more specific about like what being happy looks like to you and how will you measure being happy. That's the next part of SMART, the M. Your goals have to be measurable. So if it's something like a lot of people may have a goal of a New Year's resolution, right, of I want to lose weight this year. Cool. Well, you have to get specific about how much weight you want to lose. You have to have a way to measure how much weight you're losing so that you know when you reach your goal or not. The A stands for attainable, and that just means making sure that your goals are in line with where you are right now. So it's about being gentle with yourself and not setting a goal that's too high for you to reach. And not saying that you have to like limit yourself, but you do want to be realistic about where you're at and what you can do. The R stands for relevant, so that just means making sure that the goals you're setting are relevant to your longer term goals, because you don't want to waste your time on trying to accomplish goals that have kind of nothing to do with what you want for your future long term. So that's the R, and the T is time bound. So you have to have a deadline for your goal or a check-in point. So if we're talking about yearly goals, right, then there's kind of a built-in timeline there of like 1 year, so you can just use that. But if any of your goals have a more specific timeline, like you want to be as specific as possible. So like, for example, if you want to apply for school, then you may have to look at like the application deadlines, and so you may have more specific time frames that you want to put for that goal. Anyway, so for physical health, what I have was that I want to practice more like mind-body exercises. So I'm usually like a strength training group class girly, but since, like I mentioned, I am wanting to kind of take a step back from my luxury gym and kind of just like work out on my own, I want to do more mind-body stuff. So things like yoga, Pilates, and I want to do those 2 days a week in addition to the strength training that I do still want to do. I have been thinking about trying, there's a HotWorks near me. If you don't know what HotWorks is, it's like a workout studio place that's basically like saunas that you work out in. And so doing heated workouts, like heated yoga and stuff, is really good for the mind-body connection. So I want to do more stuff like that. And then eating healthier is on my goal. And so I make that specific by saying that I want to follow more of an anti-inflammatory diet. I want to eat more whole foods, and I want to cook at least 2 times a week. And that includes, because I am planning on trying to start meal prepping. So the 2 times I cook per week will basically be like I'm cooking for multiple days at a time. My mental health goal is to get regular mental health care, so making sure that I find a new therapist and a new everything, and actually start doing that regularly this year, because I really didn't do it regularly. I did it for a while regularly last year, but then I fell off, so I just want to get consistent with that. And the other is to practice more gratitude and more reflection. So I want to get better at using a journaling app, or just journaling in general, and a gratitude jar. That's the other goal I had. So I saw this idea to like basically get a big jar, and each week put a little strip of paper with one win from the week in the jar, so that way at the end of the year you can go back and you can look at all the great things that happened all throughout the year. And it's like a way of remembering all the positive instead of remembering all the negative, like we sometimes tend to do when we're looking back on our year and we're thinking about what we did and what we didn't accomplish. My spirituality goals are basically the ones I already mentioned on Friday. So the reading 1 Bible reading plan per quarter and reading 1 Bible devotional plan per month. And then I also have the goals to like get my membership finalized at my new church and to join a ministry. For relationship goals, I have one for me and my husband, which is to do 1 intentional date night per month. And intentional date night has to be something different from just our regular like going to the movies, because we go to the movies all the time. It has to be different from doing stuff like that, or like us just going bowling, because that's another one of our things that we like to do. An intentional date night has to be like something that we've, or at least one of us has like sat and planned, and maybe we're getting a little bit more dressed up, or we're doing something out of the norm that we don't usually do. So I want to have like at least 1 intentional date night per month. And then for friendships, I want to try, and if I do end up going back to Lifetime, I want to try and actually make friends in my workout classes, because there were people that I would see all the time. Like I would see the same people over and over again, and we would start to kind of talk to each other in class, but we would never get each other's numbers outside of it. And so I want to do that, because that would help me make the best use out of the gym. without just taking the classes. Because I feel like if I have friends there, then I can be like, hey, do you want to come to the gym with me and work out? And then we can just like use the whole gym, because I'm kind of limiting myself to one space when I only take classes. So I need to build some community. And then for another friendship goal is also to like join a small group at my church, so that I can just like meet more people and get more involved in like within the congregation. Career and finances, that one is another one I already kind of mentioned a little bit. So I talked about just wanting to find a budgeting system that works and not putting pressure on myself to reach a certain financial goal this year. So yeah, for now, that is my only kind of career and finance goal, is to just work on budgeting until something changes. And then for hobbies, I want to continue the monthly hikes, explore 3 new local trails near me, and I want to read 25 books this year. So I am in a book club as well. And so, of course, I want to continue attending book club, but that's already 12 books a year. And so I felt like, okay, let me just double that and read 1 book for book club and 1 book for myself per month. And that's how I should be able to hit 25 pretty easily. And I might surpass 25 if I do more reading, who knows. And more mindful hobbies. So doing things like Lego, coloring, any other little mindful hobbies that can replace like doom scrolling, basically, you know, things that I could just turn my brain off and but actually make something. Those are my 2026 goals. I'm gonna finish getting ready and then I will show you what I'm wearing to the game, and we're taking you with me. Got the quarter zip on, looking like head coach.
Going into game day, you know, we got a lot of stuff we need to focus on, a lot of stuff we're gonna dial in on. We're going to see how people are feeling. We're going to see how Drake's feeling. You know, we want to get him in the game, get him some reps. And
Drake out today, coach.
Yeah, but we still just want to see how he's feeling. We're letting him get some reps in before the game. And, of course, you know, we got Kirk in there. He's got a plan. We've always talked about it. We want to make sure we're isolating them defensive-wise, get them to throw up the middle. They don't like to throw up the middle, so we're going to be blocking the sides. We got A.J. Terrell. He's going to be covering that side. And we got Kaden Ellis. He's going to be protecting that right side. Well, so... you know, we got a good game plan going in today, so I think we're very prepared.
Got on my game day couture shirt with some jeans. Got my Falcons stadium bag and my necklace, my chain for the day. My booties caught in it. Gang. Rise up. y'all, that's it for the vlog. We are back home from the game. We had a really good time. The Falcons won. We beat the Saints. We won the Super Bowl. Life is great. We're feeling good. So I think this is where I'm going to end it. I think I did about an hour-long vlog for my first upload. So hopefully y'all like it. Hopefully y'all check it out. Make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. If you like these types of cozy, chatty, feeling like you're on FaceTime with your bestie vlogs, that's what I'm here for. Day in the life, week in the life, all that kind of stuff, with a sprinkle of just who I am and the insight and knowledge that I have to share along with that. So hope this was a good introduction, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.
One top tier. What is it now? I stood on business and I made it clear. I'm over it now. You done all this to make me look